Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your June 2021 mid-month general reading. We are looking at the last 2 weeks of June, and this reading is for the Earth sign of Taurus. Welcome, everyone. I hope you're all safe and well. Thanks for taking the time to tune in to this video, any of these videos, really. Your likes, shares, hitting that subscribe button, donations, feedback, comments, those of you who reach out for personal readings. Thank you for all your support. So this reading is for the Earth sign of Taurus for the last 2 weeks of June 2021. That's if your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign is in Taurus. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for a Taurian. Of course, it's going to resonate differently for everyone a little bit, particularly in the specifics because it's a general reading. So watch all of your signs for additional insight, point of view, perspective. And if you find that any of the readings resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, you can click on the little arrow below, the little description link. You'll see some contact details. My email address, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. Please feel free to contact me directly. I can usually respond within the same day with more information. And I do readings full time, so I'm pretty diligent about timely scheduling. I do offer a wide variety of readings. I'd be delighted to hear from you. Okay, Taurus, let's see what the last 2 weeks of June look like for you. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the Radiant Rider-Waite. Okay, Taurus, we begin with Faith, which in other decks is known as the Hierophant, but here it's actually more of an ideological card about literally faith. It is a card that can represent, institutional energies, government, institutions, universities, hospitals, churches, organized religions. But here in this deck, it's more of an actual, again, ideology of having faith in the tried and true. With the Tower, an unexpected event, possibly ending. The Eight of Wands. The Empress. The Eight of Coins. The Page of Wands. And from the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Cups. But I'm also going to pull the card that was right behind that, the Knight of Cups. So from the bottom of the deck, the Three of Cups and the Knight of Cups for overall energy and focus. And when I see these two cards, that phrase from an old song comes to mind, with a little help from my friends. The Three of Cups, it can be invitations for social events and engagements and things like that too. The Knight of Cups comes kind of charging in quite emotionally because he's the Knight of Water and emotion, love offering, support, encouragement. But it's clarifying the Three of Cups, which is a card of high social energy and activity. Friends, your kindred spirits, your tribe, your group, the people that you really connect with well, positive connections in your social community. It's a high social energy. It can often represent going out, having a good time with your friends, with people and places in your community. So offers for that. And it can, for some of you, because it looks like there's a big starting over energy here, it may be with literally help from your friends. We have Faith with the Tower. Interesting combination of cards here. This is actually faith in something, some major unexpected event, perhaps something coming to an end. We'll clarify, of course. We have the Eight of Wands, which is a lot of action, activity, sometimes travel. It's about movement forward, conversations about that. Some of you might be traveling. With that, we have the Empress, the traditional Earth Mother of the Tarot. This is a card that represents, conception or giving birth to something new, whether it's literal in terms of maybe some of you finding out you're pregnant or giving birth. Or it can just represent, the conception or the birth of a new idea, a new project, a new start of some kind. And it's also a good indication that now is a good time for beginning new things. And then we have the 8 of Coins, which is my worker bee card, nose to the grindstone, working hard, putting a lot of effort into something, whether that's a 9-to-5 job or specific projects, if you own your own business, or if you don't work a traditional job or own your own business. It can represent just the thing that you devote the majority of your time to on a day-to-day basis. And that comes with the Page of Wands. Pages have that kind of, they can represent, messengers. They also represent that student apprentice kind of energy. Pages represent being at the beginning of a path. They're in the process of acquiring knowledge and information and trying to figure out, how to use that knowledge, how to apply that knowledge to the path they're on, that they're beginning. So the Page of Wands is the Page of Fire, which is can also energetically represent being at the start of a brand new path with, enthusiasm and a clean slate and momentum kind of in your favor. So let's clarify a bit here. Let's clarify that 3 of Cups. I'm going to put that back in because it was too big a lump of cards. Clarify the 3 of Cups with the 9 of Cups. I actually have a kind of an uplifted, positive feeling about this, even if the Tower represents something difficult, because it sometimes can. I know a lot of people kind of clench up when they see it because it usually represents, some unexpected event which comes in and is potentially a game changer. And sometimes it represents the breakdown or dissolution of something that you thought was going to be there in place for quite some time. But even if whatever the Tower card event is challenging, sometimes it's quite positive, but even if it's challenging or painful, it represents something that needed to happen because it was fundamentally flawed somewhere. But sometimes it can represent, like winning the lottery, or it rarely does, but it can. It's a life-changing event, or potentially life-changing event. All right, let's go back to clarifying the 3 of Cups. And the Knight of Cups. 3 of Cups with the Knight of Cups. The 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands is, there's definitely partnerships or friendships kind of involved here. The 3 of Wands represents that having done some of the footwork towards some larger goal, you're now starting to see some of your efforts paying off, and you're feeling quite hopeful and optimistic about what the future is going to bring. So, yeah, friends, community helping you or making offers to help. Clarify the Tower. Faith in the Tower is quite literally having faith that whatever major event is happening or has happened, it's for a purpose. It's divine timing and orchestration. Clarify the Tower. The Ace of Swords. This is a major, major, major wake-up call. The Ace of Swords is a card that represents, aces represent the number 1, so it's new beginnings. This is the Ace of Air, which governs, mental acuity, our minds, belief systems, ideologies, perspectives. This is kind of like the light bulb going off over your head. This is either having a new perspective or a new idea about something, or seeing something in the absolute truth of what it is, which is probably different than what you've been telling yourself it is. And even if that's difficult, success can come from this card by, in that space, making decisions and choices based on this new perspective or new information or knowledge, making choices to create a better and healthier reality for yourself. But clarifying that Tower card, which represents quite a major happening anyway, this is like a huge, huge, huge major wake-up call. Let's see what's behind that. The 6 of Swords, so it also brings healing. The 6 of Swords represents moving away from some source of challenge or struggle or turbulent, muddy waters and into a place that's more calm and placid and serene and balanced. You're not quite to the other shore yet and on solid ground, but you're moving towards that, and it is in sight. Let's pull one more. The 8 of Wands. So we have the 8 of Wands twice. So a lot of movement and activity, and again, possibly travel, conversations. This is something, whatever it is that the specific Tower card has happened in your life, and again, that's a general reading, so what that is going to vary. depending on what's going on in your life and what area of your life this is affecting. But it looks like a huge, much needed wake-up call. It's bringing healing, and there's a lot of movement forward, or it's propelling you forward in some way. Clarify the Eight of Wands. The Three of Pentacles. The Tower again. Strength. There's a lot of 3 energy here, so there's definitely a focus on partnerships or friendships or teamwork here. I mean, for some of you, it's entirely possible that it could be a big trip or a party of some kind, but with the Tower card twice, I'm not sure if that's going to resonate with too many people. The Star card. I love seeing this, actually. This came right after the Tower, and it's interesting. I feel like some other sign got that too. And it's interesting because in the tarot, the Star does come after the Tower. So the Tower comes, something comes crashing down, something ends so that something new can be rebuilt. And then in the tarot deck, the Star comes after that to to restore your faith, to renew your hope. It's one of the wish fulfillment cards that you are indeed on the right path, and it's right next to the faith card as well. Let's clarify the Empress. What is being conceived or given birth to? The Empress is also a card of abundance and self-love and self-care, and indulgence even in a bit. You know, it always shows a beautiful bounty, a beautiful harvest here. I mean, it could be, you know, pregnancy for some of you. Celebration around that, perhaps. A gigantic celebration. The King of Pentacles, there you are. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Giving birth to yourself, a new path. Clarify the Page of Wands. The Lovers. Interesting. The Ace of Cups. The Knight of Swords. Conversations, new love and romance, or emotional renewal. The Lovers typically represents a relationship at a crossroads or a decision made that's going to affect the life or the future of the relationship, putting work in that. Some of you might be leaving one person or one relationship to go to another one. And this could also be because the Tower card can sometimes literally represent moving, perhaps unexpectedly, perhaps a big move, because the Tower card twice wouldn't represent moving across town. This would be out of state or out of the country or something like that. The Lovers doesn't necessarily have to be a decision that's about the relationship itself. It can represent a decision in another part of life that affects or has a significant or profound effect on a primary relationship. The thing is I'm not seeing, it doesn't feel negative at all. In fact, quite the opposite. But even, again, if the Tower card event is challenging, there's a strong undercurrent here of faith that this is meant to be, that I'm on the right track. It also might be that the Tower card is something that's happened in your past or even in your recent past. There's a lot of stress here on friendships and partnerships being the thing that kind of carries you through here and is helping you give birth to something new, a new path, a new life, a new start. Could be for you yourself or within a relationship. There's a lot of energy here on relationships and partnerships. But it's all about, you know, it could be for some of you that something major and very difficult or challenging or painful or traumatic happened recently to you, particularly in a partnership. But in hindsight, it actually worked in a way to greatly and profoundly improve the life of that relationship moving forward. Because one can read second chances around all of this as well. Very positive energy, very positive energy. And it looks like you and likely someone else or even a small group of people are more than ready to put the work and the effort into moving forward into this new beginning, whatever it is. And for some of you, it could have been a relationship ending, but you have very strong support from your friends, your community. In fact, that's the magic carpet that's kind of riding you through this. All right, let's wrap up by pulling some advice, guidance, feedback cards for Taurus for the last 2 weeks of June. Okay. Too many cards. The Nine of Pentacles, focusing on your own security, stability, even your indulgences, and even taking time to kind of enjoy that which you have worked so hard for. It's a card of independence, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment. The Five of Swords, a hard-won victory. Sometimes this represents going through what might be painful or challenging in order to put yourself in a better place moving forward into your own future life path. Sometimes it means that you have to leave people behind if they're not in alignment to you as well. The Seven of Swords was behind that, so it may be that while you might be sharing this with one or two other people or doing it with one or two other people, you may be just keeping everybody else kind of in the dark about it as well, because the Seven of Swords is a card of concealment or doing things off the grid because that's what you feel you need to do in order to have a successful outcome here. And I just pulled one more because I was curious about that Seven of Swords and Death, which is a final ending. So it may be that you are, you know, entering definitely a new phase of life, but you may not be sharing your plans or actions with very many people. And that is probably likely for the best. It's a very good reading, Taurus. Very positive, hopeful, and optimistic. And it looks like you have a lot of support and resources around you to kind of carry you through this as well. So Taurus, those are your messages for the last 2 weeks of June. I hope you enjoyed them, found them helpful, useful in some way. If you did and you would like to reach out for a personal reading, perhaps take a deeper look at something for yourself or maybe as a gift for someone else, email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can also get that information by clicking on the description link below. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the July general readings. Until then, stay safe and well, be blessed, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.